And good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and wherever you are, welcome to Dreamy Dreamland with Sensei Bob. I'm back in the woods, but I'm still on the bob. It's getting cold. I woke up, it's about 8 degrees below zero this morning outside and about 40 in the man cave. How would you feel at the highest temperature in your house was 40 degrees, right? Could be worse. Could have been, you know, 10 degrees below zero, but it wasn't. Anyway, and I'm getting things in ship shape. The next week should be warmer. Today is one cold day, and we had some serious weather this weekend. I mean, winds where the wind was blowing at about 20 constantly and about 70 in gusts, and didn't just blew everything all over the place, but didn't destroy anything. And kind of put it back together. It's meant to break, let not be broken, and that's how we should be. So what's coming next? When I started doing the Big Splat series about 3 years ago, I was on a river. And John had just thrown me out for the 32nd time. It was September of 2017, give or take. And I have close to 2,000 ships, and they're all quite extraordinary. Why don't you go back and look at some of them? Play them like wallpaper, just circle through them. And I would suggest that you might want to put it on the old thumb drive, right? Or the hard drive, or CD-ROM, or some, sturdy historical element. And it's interesting, though, electronics. The only thing that I still have are photographs, chemically on paper photographs, because all my other mediums have died. I can't even find a VHS, machine, to play my tapes. So anyway, what's coming next? Well, I was talking about the internet collapsing, and Elon Musk buying Twitter is. I said he would replace the internet. It would be Elon net, right? And he's got all those satellites up in the air. So I'm going to give everyone a phone. That's what he is going to do. It's like when Rupert Murdoch, purchased Metro Media, which had TV stations and newspapers in all the major cities. Not thousands, but all major cities: New York, Chicago, L.A., Miami, Philly, Boston, Montreal, D.C. Anyway, San Francisco. Anyway, so that's kind of what Elon is doing. He's got SpaceX. He's put up all these satellites. If there's ever a collision at the altitude that he's got his thousands of satellites in space, that would be it for satellites around Earth, unless they get a big vacuum cleaner to suck up all the stuff. Already we have way too much garbage circling our Earth. So, and our economics, we have to realize that what we're experiencing right now with inflation is just a reset of 1972. The oil embargo was done on purpose. I remember I worked with a guy who owned Restaurants Associates that owned windows on the world, and every Friday I would come and have dinner with him as the sun would set, right? And one of these, I'd go up to his office. I was, with this big, beautiful staircase that went up to his office, and he could watch the whole restaurant. He could watch all of New York City, because he had that whole floor, right? And he had his private dining room that was between the main dining room and his office. That was a VIP lounge, right? And we would either have a meal in his office or go down to that. But I walked in there, and he said, "Go over there. These are naval uh, binocular telescopes. Right? Don't touch anything. Just walk up to it and look through it." Which I did, and the sun was setting in the west, and it was coming across the Atlantic, and I could see all the way out into the Atlantic. Right? Hey there, Jane. And I saw more super tankers than I could count. Because, see, the thing about oil, once you start taking it out of the ground, if you stop pumping it out, it's really expensive and hard to get it going, right? And once you have a pipeline that's full and you let it go dry, again, you have technical issues. So Russia's going to have real issues. I mean, they're burning tons of natural gas, flaming it off at the port, the Baltic Sea, which is dumping millions of tons of carbon into the atmosphere. No one's talking about that. And all the millions of tons of carbon being dumped into our atmosphere isn't quite close to even what nature is doing. And that's basically what the carbon whoop-de-doo is about. Yes, it's not good. It's not good environmentally. It's not good for us to breathe. It's not good for the flora and fauna to be saturated in, but it's not the real issue. What's causing the planet warming is the planet, and more to the point, the sun, right? These are not things we can deal with, but we knew about because we saw them in a cycle every 60 or 200,000 years. It would be this cycle. And we have been in a 60,000 year cycle of the Goldilocks, where, just right. Look at all the surrounding planets, they're all cold, they're all frozen, they're all rock, or they're volcanic. Who knew that the moons of Jupiter would be more volcanic than Earth? So wake up, just go on the internet and start looking around. It's really go again. I say, go to my channel. I have over 2,000 shows. It says 1,500, but that's even a lot, right? So go watch them. Go put them on a hard drive. Go document them, because soon the internet will be bye-bye. Right? And it will be a kind of collapse. Something will happen in China, and it'll collapse. And then we'll go to Russia and collapse, and then EU, it'll collapse. And then it'll go to parts of the United States, because the hardened DARPA sites, which was where the internet came from, will still be there. But all of the other stuff, and the only thing that'll come back up is Elon Musk, right? Where you have to have one of his phones, which will be given to you free, right? And you'll have total access to everything, free and speed, like you can't believe, because the antenna is just above your head, And surveillance will be enhanced by 1,000,000,000%. I mean, that's what this is. This is a miniaturization of the keyhole spy satellite. Right? Every technology in this was in that. That was in the 60s. They had this ready to go in the 70s and 80s. I saw a smartphone at Cornell at the Mass Center, right? I was brought into, they opened up the secret suitcase and pulled it out of the foam thing. And it was just like this, no buttons, just black. Right? One side, a screen, one side. And they said, "What is this?" And I said, "It is an individual surveillance device. It will do everything for everyone. Their banking, all of their data, all of their entertainment, all of their internet, all of their connection to anybody will be through this device. And without this device, you don't exist." And that's where we're going with Elon Internet, right? And it looks confusing and crazy, and basically to change everything, you have to have that kind of disruption, and that's what we've been having since 9/11, right? Pretty much since 9/11. Right? So good luck with you. I was heading to New York to interact in the belly of the beast, but the universe didn't want me there. It gave me 5 major, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. So, didn't take me much. I mean, twice my car nearly wrecked by a tree falling on top of it. Not my driving crazy, but by, so, I came back, right? Yeah, it'll be cold, but it won't be that cold. I got back here, it was, 40 and 50 at night and 60 during the day. Global warming. Thank you, Jesus. And talking about thank you for everyone who has sent something to the old PayPal, right? And I could really use it now. I spent up whatever little bit I had saved up for the trip. Question: should the penalty be listed? Should Fental listed as a weapon of mass destruction? I mean, Western civilization is a weapon of mass destruction, spiritual weapon of mass destruction. Because really, if you will go all the way back of our present recorded history, not our esoteric or occult history, but I want to leave that behind. Anyway. Anything else I can get for you guys? All right, I'll check back with you. Sweetie, could you splash it over? Yeah. So, so enjoy the day. Meaning, I have no money, but I spent the last, $20 on a really nice breakfast and a nice tip for the girl. Right? More than what pretty much anybody else gave, but I always pay for it, right? So thank you for all you who have. Yes, fentanyl, OxyContin, all of those drugs. I mean, please. All we have to do, I mean, look at me. I was 200 something pounds. My little diabetes. I was on the pop. I was eating outside my range. A bit too many sweets. So my foot is starting to, turn black. So because I don't have really any money to buy. I can buy crappy food, but I can't afford good food. So how about throwing some of that money into PayPal? The Dude Awake 42 at Gmail. Dude Awake 42 at anything. $5, $10, $20, $100, $500, $1,000, whatever you can afford would be pleasantly appreciated by yours truly. But I noticed it, and so I'm catching it. Hopefully, I'm going to go see my doctor. I hate taking antibiotics. It just destroys my phylum in my gut. Has just gotten to where I want it to be. But Thanksgiving, all those cookies and cakes, So I, I'm going to first try and use my shamanic entity and scrub it down and change, be good on my diet because I just finished eating the last of the crap that I had from my trip. Bags of Dollar Tree food and bags of Waffle House food and such as that. So anyway, but my hands and feet, which I normally don't feel at all, are tingling. So I know that's a sign of better call Mako. Anyway, that's about it. I'll be back on the Bob, and I want you to think in about, let's see, what time is it now? Oh, it's not quite noon. So I'm going to go up and do my errands. And yep. Berberine cinnamon. Yep. I'm hitting the cinnamon, the turmeric, the all of those. And Berberine. I'll have to look up that one. So thanks, Jane, and I'll talk to you guys in an hour or two or three, right? Somewhere around between 1 and 2. Okay? Okay. Love you guys. Talk to you later.